All of this just works. All of this just works.
Oh, shit!
Welcome to another gaming video. I'm BasedBellagio. Today we have spicy leaks from the game Starfield, Bethesda's new flagship game. Todd Howard is not going to be happy with this video, but we're going to do it anyway. I'm going to read you all the alleged leaks. We'll go over the ones that are interesting. This does not mean that this is finalized or it's definitely in the game. This is just a thread on 4chan. But a lot of people are replying to it. A lot of people find it interesting. So I think you guys want to know about it. Let's get right into it. The guy says, I'm just going to summarize all the claims that OP has about Starfield in this thread. These are the newest leaks, then I'll go back and read some of the older ones. He says, dice roll combat returns from Morrowind. People are freaking out about that one. One of the prettiest Bethesda games to date, but it's still very much a Gamebryo engine game. Underwater areas look really nice. Each weapon in the game has different functions tied to dice roll, including shoot to wound, shoot to kill, warning shot to threaten, grappling, fainting. Probably melee focused stuff for the last two. Interesting. Game has dialogue system a la Morrowind. Has never heard the same thing twice from multiple NPCs on the same topic. There is a persuasion mechanic to get what you want from NPCs via dialogue. Sounds pretty Bethesda. Game is very large and overwhelming with all the systems, mechanics, and amount you can do. Has a very slow-paced narrative and feels very old-school RPG. OP feels exhausted from it, but can see how people would love this. I love that. I like big systems, big mechanics. That's the return to the original Bethesda. Being tactical about enemies by avoid tricking them or warding them off is a central part of the combat as straight up fighting them. So sounds like more stealth, more tactics, move the NPCs, don't just run and gun. Ship is massively customizable. Can customize the ship's AI personality, and all upgrades happen in real time by servitors who come on the ship and implement them, so you can just upgrade on the fly and see it instantly. Getting rid of things to make more space cost money, described as weapon tool transport NPC, fusion that you are constantly crafting and repurposing. That sounds interesting. One Anon claims no playable aliens, but no deal with non-human aliens. Hasn't seen humanoid aliens. I'll take that what you will. Another Anon claims there are ugly, non-playable humanoid aliens, a la Predator or Brutes from Halo. Claims the game feels like it came from an alternate timeline where the production budget focus was on mechanics, systems, gameplay options rather than graphics and presentation. Says it feels more hardcore RPG than Morrowind in some ways. Animation and sound design are jaw-dropping. I love what I'm hearing about the mechanics. Like, that's what I want from a new Bethesda title. You know, a new project. I want old school feel like we felt when we played Morrowind and earlier Bethesda games. Just massive amounts of systems and gameplay. Many different enemies with many different ways to engage them. Essential NPCs are killable like Morrowind. Killing major NPCs describes as soft blocking rather than soft locking. You get warnings a la Morrowind, but the game is not impossible to complete, just harder. So killing the NPCs doesn't cut you off like in Morrowind, where this character is now dead, reroll, reload, your fate is sealed, all that stuff, you know? Exploration and politicking are huge elements of the game. That sounds like Bethesda classic. Stresses that the social dimension is really good. Gossip is a major component. If you piss someone off, their associates' opinions of you will decline through gossip, which trickles down to their associates, albeit smaller. You can overhear gossip and use it to your advantage. See, that's a hard one. They have to really make this system good, because there's old games that do this, and like, I forgot what game, I can't really pinpoint right now the name of the game, but the mechanic might jog your memory. You'll just like be in a city, and then it just pops up on your screen. Oh, a quest, you overheard this, but you really never overheard it. It's just the system triggers it, it goes in your quest log. Maybe The Witcher did that, I can't recall the exact game. But you know the feel of it. This has to be like, you actually hear someone, you actually have to hear them. It's not just an automated NPC loop, you know? Murders in certain areas are investigated in real time. Can be arrested if you leave too much of a trail, powered by new mechanic called exposure. You can reduce heat by paying for a lawyer, bribing officers, or attempting to escape if caught. Sounds like Oblivion. Exposure mechanic also ties into infiltrating criminal groups. Says faction politics are the centerpiece of the game. Can pretend to be in one faction while actually a part of another to undermine them. That sounds like New Vegas, which Bethesda didn't make. Fallout New Vegas. Dialogue tends to be heavily faction based. Some options locked out if you belong to certain factions. So you can't join every faction and expect to experience everything at the same time. I like that. It encourages multiple playthroughs. You can take out loans and open businesses, which can either give you passive profit or put you in debt depending on factors. That's cool. I always love that in games. Can money launder through businesses. Can intimidate rival businesses to leave so you get more customers. You get taxed on your businesses. This sounds like a whole Fallout 4 mechanic. Instead of building settlements, it's like businesses, it sounds like. In regards to taxes, you can cook books, get audited, get fined, hire an accountant to find loopholes, etc. Interesting. NPCs have schedules and use them to your advantage. To do missions by poisoning something, they buy every so often from a vendor. Interesting. Players destroyed by poisoned inventory at the vendor so other purchasers would be poisoned and affect their exposure. Can seduce NPCs with persuasion who are more willing to forgive and ignore you. Interesting. Let's move on to some of the older leaks. Not too old though. Leak field time. Religion is what the whole game's plot is about. Humanity was led to this corner of the universe because of an ethereal energy source. They cannot actually locate it. People have started to disbelieve. This energy source is the explosion you see in the announcement trailer. It's seen as a sign by the creator. Your character witnesses this up front and is the only survivor. People see you as the chosen one, but some say you are a devil. All the planets and cities are falling apart. The universe is dying. People believe finding the ethereal source will save them. You see this in a poster. You are leaving the red planet, heading toward the blue, hell to utopia. The planet above the two characters is intentionally like a halo ring. The character on the left is your character. You are the Messiah. Interesting storyline, possible. Remember, not definite. This is older. Leak, Starfield leak coming 11/11/22. Short in-engine trailer at Xbox show next month. Don't expect gameplay. Game is ridiculously massive but runs like utter crap at the moment. Flying crashes the current build. Plot is an allegory for religion. Humans encounter what they believe to be God. Settlement system is back. Voiced protagonists are back. Co-op is planned. Now, I'm just going to read this because this is like the opposite. This is telling you that the leaks are fake. Let's read what this guy, maybe he works for Bethesda, who knows. I just wanted to put this in here as like the end, the devil's advocate. This is also pretty recent from the 7th of June. You want the truth, I'll tell you. Most of the leaks yesterday have been utter bullcrap. And the leak that was posted in the OP, while the information was accurate at a certain point in development, it wasn't even entirely true when the leaks was posted. The information had to have been from before 2020, because the idea for voice protagonist, what it was absolutely played with, it was hard scrapped in 2019. Yes, co-op is part of the game, yes. In fact, that'll be one of the final things dropped in the gameplay showcase in the coming days, big co-op. Flying isn't perfect, sure, considering it's running a world that has planet-sized planets on the creation engine, and actual handmade, non-procedural content easily exceeds 10x the amount of world space and content of Skyrim and Fallout combined. They're really pushing creation engine, they're pushing the engine to its absolute limits, and I'd imagine the almost extra year of dev time will absolutely fix that. The nonsense yesterday about dice roll combat is utterly false. That doesn't appeal to anyone but contrarians, and luckily there isn't a single AAA game dev that is going to appeal to contrarians about what is fun gameplay, because that's something the industry is entirely right about. Fallout 4's gunplay was designed with the help of developers from Machine Games, ID Software, and even some ex-Bungie devs. We aren't going to throw away that for dice roll combat. That being said, the combat is still far more fluid and flows even better than Fallout 4 did. It's far more similar to a heavily modded Fallout 4 in that regard. The RPG elements and pure choice are still there and easily rival Morrowind in that regard, even in the ways that you impact combat, but not in the ways that kill the fun like dice roll combat would. There's more I could say, but the game is going to easily put things like Star Citizen and No Man's Sky to shame. I think this guy works for Bethesda, people. This might actually be Todd Howard. Engine stability, modding improvements, and multiplayer functionality combined will blow people away. Absolutely incredible. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments below about the leaks, about the devil's advocate guy, Todd Howard himself telling us it's all bullcrap. What do you think? Is dice roll combat horrible? Do you think this game is going to be popular? Do me a favor, share this video with a friend that wants to get this game. If they think this game is going to be incredible, share it with them. Share it with people that like Star Citizen, No Man's Sky, see what they think. Hit that thumbs up button and thumbs down button. And subscribe to the channel for more gaming videos. I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.